Hello, this is Josh at TrukStuf, TrukStuf. We're out here rolling around in a brand new Laramie Cummins. And we're going to discuss the new 2025s with the upgrades that they're bringing out. First and foremost is getting rid of that 68 RFE trans. I'm going to be putting ZF Industries transmission in there, an 8-speed. Same thing you see behind the 1500s, same thing you see behind the automatic Hellcats. Even the Demon with the automatic has it. My personal experience with ZF transmissions, they're awesome. They're bulletproof. I have one in my 1500. I have 237,000 miles. I pull a 35-foot camper. I have never seen that transmission temp get high. She rolls out great. Of course, I also do my maintenance on that. I converted it over to a steel pan, the same steel pan that's on the Wrangler. At some point, I will be doing a video on that. But instead of paying $380 for a filter, now I pay $35 for a filter. No-brainer on that one, right? And yes, you can do it. You just have to get the right bolts to hold the pan on. You need to be shorter bolts. So, we're discussing the new Ram. A couple things that I'd really like to see Cummins make improvements on is getting rid of the roller lifters, or at least going with a roller lifter that doesn't fail. In the past 2 weeks, I've had 3 of them with failed lifters. It's becoming an epidemic. They took a flat tappet solid lifter camshaft design, and it was flawless for a lot of years. And for some reason, they thought going to a roller one would be a better option. I'm not agreeing with that, especially with the amount of failures that we're seeing coming out of those lifters. Also seeing a lot of rocker arm and push rod accelerated wear, and I'm pretty sure that's going back to a comment that another subscriber had stated, talking about when they manufacture the parts, actually going through a good complete hardening method for those parts of the valve train that need to be hard so that they don't wear out prematurely. This week I did another Cummins that had 6 worn out push rods. When that push rod wears out, it takes out the rocker arm as well. On that one, there was no indication that the camshaft or the lifters had failed, but I think we caught that one at the time. Had a chat with the customer about increasing his maintenance schedule. It's a fleet vehicle, so they're going to see the cost benefit of increasing that maintenance schedule versus a $26,000 engine. It costs $23,000, then you pay me, the dealership, $3,000 to change it. A couple oil changes more frequently, that's all we're asking. So, yeah, again, let's hope that they see the error in their ways on this roller lifter and camshaft design. Again, not a fan of it. And go back to a flat tappet solid lifter idea, or at minimum increase the needle bearing size on those roller lifters. That right there would take care of a lot of the issues. I think the compression pressures that it takes for these Cummins to actually run is just too much for those little needle bearings, and they end up failing. We can't control the hardness that they do on manufacturing of the parts, but what we can control is how those parts are seen by the manufacturer so that they can manufacture improved parts. A lot of people don't understand what it takes to build these trucks. There's parts coming from all over the world to one central facility for the engine to be built, and the engine gets shipped out to another facility, probably in another country, and it gets assembled into the truck, and so on and so forth. So at any rate, I think we're getting sidelined here. I'm really excited with the new 2025s, especially getting rid of that 68 RFE. they're even gonna start phasing out the Eisen. For at least 25, you're gonna see the Eisen in some applications, especially like your 4500 and 5500s. They're getting rid of the HO versus the non-HO Cummins, which I don't know what the advantage of that is. Probably because that ZF is going to be able to handle more power, so they can turn the motors up a little bit more. Not just put a turned up motor behind an Eisen, they'll be able to put it behind the ZF transmissions as well. What I'm really getting excited for is the new 7.1 liter Cummins. I mean, the 6.7, it's been around for a minute, since 2006, and it's tried and true. But with everybody's power demands and EPA throwing more and more junk on these trucks to pass regulations, they have to increase the engine size so that they can keep up with the demand of power. That's why you always see manufacturers going from one size to a bigger size to a bigger size. There's so much parasitic draw through the drivetrain to compensate for the emissions devices that it robs a lot of power. So they have to increase the size of the engine so that they can increase the power output and the demands from all of the emissions control stuff. We'll see if they take some lessons from what they've failed on the 6.7 and apply that over to the 7.1. Hope so. I hope the engineers are getting all the information about this lifter and camshaft issue. I guess time will tell. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what's coming, and hope some of you guys are getting excited too. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, I try and respond back to intelligent questions. I don't like to respond back and get into an argument with somebody about their own beliefs or whatever. Some of them can get pretty outlandish, to say the least. But I'm always interested in what somebody else has to say, and we'll just go from there.